Welcome to Top Dogs, and this is our first episode. We're going to be talking about FWA. So let's start off with how are you guys doing today?
Tired.
Well, yeah,
you were also
you were also streaming like for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, but that's not that much. I've done like 4 hours before. It's just I would have went more, but it's Portal 2 just it strains your mind. Jesus Christ, that game.
I mean, to be honest, all your diet was either coffee and water, while this boy over here is just drinking like Mountain Dew.
You're the one who should be tired. I'm sorry, there's so much sugar
Yeah.
in that.
What about you,
I don't know.
Conrad?
I'm still pretty tired. Still pretty tired.
Yeah.
I mean, I slept like 12 hours today, though. I think that's why, because I don't usually sleep that long. But previously, I was like sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and then I recently brought like the box spring and everything back. It's still broken from like an incident in VR in a nightclub where I was jumping on my bed a couple months ago, and I broke it. But it still works. So. And it was a lot more comfortable than sleeping on the floor, so that's why I think I ended up sleeping 12 hours last night. But I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm starting to wake up a little bit.
You need to get a better sleeping schedule, boy.
I know my sleeping schedule's so messed up right now.
I mean,
It's just the
I
VR
understand
life,
that.
Unlike
I
me.
understand that. It's like it's either I work for like, I don't know, 8, 12 hours depending on the day. I go to the gym, come home, stream, eat, cook food, and then I might go to sleep for like 4 hours, and then do the same crap the next day over and over again. That's all it is.
I get it. I actually slept for 12 hours too today. And I didn't even do anything. I just lay there and I couldn't sleep for some reason. I was thinking about a lot of things, which I guess you can't really sleep when, you think about things too much. Makes sense. But we're getting off topic, but let's talk about FWA. From your guys' point of view, tell the audience what you enjoyed about FWA. Let's start off with that. We go with Conrad. We'll go with Conrad first.
So I mean, overall, I think FWA was a success in terms of the turnout and everything that went down with like the events, panels, etc. I had a really great time. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a whole lot of like the specific stuff for certain reasons. You know, there was definitely some alcohol consumed, and you know that can blur the memory a little bit. No, but I did have a great time. I got to meet a bunch of my friends from VR chat in person for the first time. That was really cool to be able to meet them in person and get to know them a little bit better. And I feel like it also strengthened our friendships. Just that aspect of being able to hang out with them in person. And I don't know, it brought us closer together in VR. We've been spending more time together in VR, whereas before the con, we weren't really as close. So I think that's really cool.
Kind of like how we are right now.
Right.
It's very true.
Yeah. Some of the things I think they could have improved on or done a better job at is definitely, I mean, one thing I noticed on Twitter and also just hearing from friends is that a lot of people were catching con crud, and if it wasn't con crud, it was COVID. And it was a large event with many people from all over the country, let alone all over the world. I was rooming with an artist who came all the way from Chile, from South America. So it's definitely, when there's a lot of people involved, it could definitely be a great way to share the germs, I guess you could say. And I think they should have had, like MFF did when I went, they had a mask mandate in place for attendees. I know the masks aren't always, fun to wear. It can be a lot, especially when there's a lot of people and the, closeness of all the people's body temperatures and everything already making it, maybe difficult to breathe, or you're already sweating a little bit and the mask kind of makes it worse. But I think it's still important to prevent, the spread of COVID and just the spread of illness in general too. I mean, I've noticed over the pandemic wearing masks at work and whatnot, I've had a lot less illnesses each year, and I like to think that part of it is, wearing the mask. It prevents all the crap from getting into your lungs and into your system. But anyways, I'm going on a tangent there. But yeah, that's just one of the things that I think they could have improved on overall is maybe having like a mask mandate in place, at least for the larger events too, like the rave and events like that.
There was like a few people not wearing masks, and there was a few that were wearing masks. It was kind of half and half.
It was a mix. It was definitely a mix for sure, yeah.
I mean, I know from what I'm hearing is in the con space there was a mask mandate, but they can't control what the hotel does. So like in the atrium, the other 2 levels, I can't remember the names at the moment, but you didn't have to wear them there. But when it came to the con space, which they would get onto you if you didn't have it on there, and every
Okay.
other panel place, yeah, they did have a mandate, like mask mandate. But, they can't really control 7,300 people unless they get spotted by a cat
Right.
or con staff. But it's understandable. I'm actually kind of lucky I didn't get COVID or con crud because there was a lot of people I was around that got COVID. So,
Like our
Same
friend
here.
Dexter Dingo did. He got it, and we have
Oh,
no
yeah,
idea where
Dexter.
he got it from. Which
Yeah.
I'm very glad that we decided to label our cups in our private room where we were at. I think we weren't. Where in the what building we were at? I think we were not in the
You're
main
in-
building. We were.
you're in the Hilton.
Yeah, we were in the Hilton building, and we didn't really have much cups. So my roommates and I agreed that we should label each cup for whoever came in. We tell them, hey, label your cups, and it was a good safety precaution just in case when people were drinking alcohol. That was very useful.
Right.
Man, I used my cup very worthily that one night.
Yeah, I'll get to that story later.
That was a fun night.
Oh, it definitely was. I enjoyed the con experience for the first time. This was my first con, as you guys know. I was very surprised about how many people knew who I was, the grumpy boy from TikTok. I didn't expect anything. I was just enjoying the experience. I've heard a lot about like con depression when you leave, and I didn't want to go through that. So what I did is live the experience to the fullest, so I wouldn't feel that side effect when you left. Because personally, yeah, I didn't feel that con depression at all. I didn't get it. Maybe this is how I think it. Maybe con depression comes from like you not really fully experiencing the whole con. You're probably just maybe stuck in your room most of the time in the room parties. Which, don't get me wrong, room parties are part of the experience, but what about the other things like the panels, the eating, and the food, all that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah. I kind of get that.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I did end up kind of like I'm not gonna lie. I ended up crying in the car ride home back to Orlando with Dalton and Odo because I was thinking about. I was just kind of reflecting on the time that I spent with my friends from VR chat and just knowing in my head that like everyone's going home now and we're not going to be able to hang out the way we did. I was feeling pretty bummed out. But I mean that's just a part of it. And the nice thing about having VR and being able to spend time with your friends in VR is when you're at a furry convention, when it comes to an end, it's never a goodbye. It's a see you later. And that's something that
Yeah.
I can really appreciate. I think we can all appreciate. And I do feel very fortunate that I'm able to do this. Like I'm able to have VR and hang out with friends this way. Because I know not everybody has the chance to do this. Maybe for financial reasons or
Oh.
whatnot.
We
Oh, we
lost
lost
Whiplash. Oh no, he crashed, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be back. Just a little mile error on his part. And I'm gonna bring that up. At first, when we were doing the hike trail, it was you that was having the problems. Now it's him.
Oh, I know. Well, it's funny too because I'm usually always having internet issues because like I'm in a kind of a sticky situation right now. I got like the modem and the router is like in the basement on the right hand side of the house where I'm at. Then my bedroom is on the top floor on the left side hand of the house, the left hand side of the house. So it's like as opposite as you can possibly get. And it's funny too because like my dad, for instance, he had his gaming laptop in the living room, which is it's one level above where that connection is at, and he was getting like a little bit over 200 megs, and then he brought it to my room and he was getting like 80 megs. It was really bad, and it's not really all that far of a distance. It's probably about, I would say, like 5-6 feet. So it's really interesting that much of a distance makes that much of a difference. And right now, what I'm trying to do is, I've been kind of making do with a Wi-Fi extender and a really good Wi-Fi adapter, but it's still not quite strong enough. The connection fluctuates a lot and causes a lot of issues like that where I time out or I freeze up or on people's, on the other players' end, my voice is choppy or cutting out, I'm lagging out. But fortunately, hopefully next week or the week after, I'll have a 200-foot Ethernet cable that I'm going to run through the basement, and then we're going to drill a hole in the floor of my closet, and I'll be able to get that hardwired connection going in here. That should put an end to all the issues.
Yeah. But back to what we were originally talking about, yeah, with the con. I forgot to mention the drag queens at that one panel. You completely missed that.
Oh, yeah. I did. I had to sleep off a little bit of, overdoing it at a room party that happened. I ended up getting really kind of messed up, so my friends brought me back to their room and I had to sleep it off. But I was really sad that I couldn't make it.
Let's just say he couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And he
I was
was
having
not
a hard
himself.
time. Yes.
And
That was
then I
interesting.
think you told us somebody came in the room and was scared.
They weren't scared, but I was in the bathroom. I was dealing with stomach issues, and it was actually one of my friends, Robo, and a gang of his friends that came into the room about 15 minutes after the rest of the gang left, and they didn't know I was even in there. I guess like my friend never communicated, like, oh, by the way, we have somebody in our room just like sleeping it off. So don't mind that. But yeah, they walked in. I was in the bathroom. They had no idea I was in there. And then about 10 minutes later, I walk out and they're like, "Oh, Conrad, how did you get in here?" And then I had to explain myself and explain the whole situation. And then they're like, "Oh, okay, well, that makes sense." And then I passed out for 6 hours. And yeah, when I woke up, there was somebody getting into drag. They're getting ready for...
that was either Andreas. Yeah, Andreas is a good friend of Love
Yep.
Backlash, ladies and gentlemen, who's still not here. I hope he's okay. He's probably freaking out right now, being stressed about the whole situation, but I think I should hold on to the drag queen subject because that's where the other story comes into hand.
Right.
So I'll talk about the con I've heard about. I didn't really have an issue with the con. I think the whole thing was great. Of course, I think the one thing I personally would say was the issue, it's not really so much of staff or the convention issue, is I heard recently in a TikTok video this person was explaining that some I think it was a fursuiter who was hogging the elevators. I don't know how true that is because I didn't find that video. But if it is true, don't do that. That is very, very rude. You don't block off the elevators because that slows down traffic when people are going up and down those elevators. So if you did do it, please don't do that. That's not nice.
Right.
if you wanted to record a video, don't do it in the elevators. That's rude. Um, I was planning on doing that one video I was suggesting, but I'll probably do it next year. Which I would. Well, before I mention that video, remember that one guy that was howling in the?
Oh, yeah.
I think he was like above us, or maybe he was below us. I don't remember, but he was howling, and everybody started to howl, and that gave me the
Yep.
idea where I would have my fursuit head on, and I would scream at the top of my lungs. I was like, "FWA, can I get a oh yeah?" And I wanted that to happen. But
That would've
you
been
know,
great.
that's probably that would have been great. I just didn't get to it. I believe I was tired.
I
And
feel
then
that.
and then we go to personal stories. Let's just say when me and you met, it was kind of organic. Nothing seemed planned. Actually, we just saw each other at the what was it? The Furry what?
Ferality Gateway.
Yeah, the Furry.
Yeah,
we were
that's right, you guys
literally at
came
the
up to it.
entrance. We were literally at the entrance. But the weird part is when I was seeing everybody, it wasn't just you that was seeing me. It was a couple of friends like Cad and his group of friends introducing me to his friends, and then Lazy, and then my buddy Kanik, all coming to see me. And I was like, oh God, I'm getting overwhelmed here. But I think I hugged very tightly. I could have broken your back or something.
I am a small boy.
Yeah,
But
you're
yeah.
very skinny.
That was a fun time.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a fun time, but there was many stories that we could talk about. Oh, I think the
Yeah.
whole party was fun with the alcohol. I actually didn't drink that much. I was serving everybody.
That was great, yeah.
Uh-huh. Dexter was there. Our friend Dexter didn't go. Hopefully he'll be on this show one of these days when he's ready. Let's see, who else was there? You, it was Colton. Then it was our roommate Owls, but he didn't really talk that much. He was drawing a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He was on his iPad, or was he on a notebook? I don't remember.
He was on his iPad. Yeah, he was just sitting there chilling, sketching away. That's pretty
Sketching
cool,
away.
though.
What? Oh yeah, the drawing was cool, but I had no idea what it was.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he ever showed us.
No, he did show us. You just don't remember. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
You were a little bit inebriated.
That was pretty
So
bad,
mad
yeah.
Still mad though that everybody drank all my whiskey that I brought. It was like honey. Oh look, who's back? Hello.
Yeah, my VR system just died. That's all it was. I feel like my index is on its last leg. I don't know how. It's only like a year, 4 months old.
Yeah. We were talking about the party that we were at. Yeah, Whiplash was there too, and then at the end, that's when it got interesting because Andreas, our drag queen friend, showed up. That was funny. God, he was the live of the party that whole day. That whole night,
Andreas,
actually.
yeah.
He gave us a whole private show before he even began his official show. It was great. I was the first one to tip. I think I gave them $2.
I know he wants a tip from me. He just wants a different kind of tip.
I think he needed water.
I needed water.
But yeah,
Oh, God, are
that party was crazy.
Are you guys on the party where I got completely gone at?
Yeah, but I was mentioning the drag queen show, but we didn't really get your impression on the cons and the pros of FWA ever since you crashed. So tell us about that.
So this is like my 7th year going FWA. To me, there are some cons they have, but they keep like every year they keep fixing them. Like the first year they brought out the little bracelet thing they had, which was like 2018. It was bad because like the whatever like scanning tool they have, like whatever scans the actual like chip inside of it to get into those certain rooms and such, it was so bad. Like through fursuits, you could not do it. Like you ever seen that one GIF where it's just like it's like a lady just like slamming the arm of a fursuiter down? Yeah, it came from 2018 FWA. They keep increasing, like making those better, but at the same time, it's still weird for a con to have like a little bracelet with a chip in it for you to get into con rooms and such, or con events.
Because the other cons don't do that, right?
No other con does it. It's just badges. That's all it is. Every con does badges except for FWA. Now, it's unique to its con. It's unique to FWA. It's just a lot of people don't like it because like some people had the experience of it being way too damn tight. So it was cutting off circulation, so people just cut them off and just like hanging on their person to get into those con spaces. And then to get them off, there was only one option really, and it's cutting them off. Because I actually like broke my little plastic thing so I can keep the little bracelet itself. And it's like toothing mechanisms in there to keep the like actual fabric from actually coming out. So unless you break it with like pliers or like just something that can cut through it, you can never get it off. Like at the con itself, it's ridiculous. But to me, that's my only like one of my only few like cons of that con. Playing words there, but it's just a lot of people don't like it because of you can't take them off until you get home. That's the only thing. Like badges, you can just throw it on a lanyard, throw it off to the side when you go to bed, take a shower.
Right.
Other things I won't say, but that's one of my cons. Pros, the Moonlight Dancing Festival was, I feel like, a spectacular event for them to do. And body goes burr.
Zoomy zoom zoom.
But yeah, the Moonlight Festival though, I feel like was a great idea. Like, there's a lot of family-friendly oriented cons out there, and which is great, honestly, especially for furries who might have a family that want to bring their kids. Yeah, go to them. That's perfectly fine. But then there are some cons that are adult oriented, like Sin City Mercon was, and I think BLFC is also one of them. And then FWA is trying to be one of them too, because the Moonlight Dancing Party was an 18 plus, event, so you had to be an adult to get into it in the first place. And a lot of their, events they have, like Andreas's drag show, that was an 18 plus event. Or, God, what was it? There's another one of my friends who did a, what's the game called when you do, like, different things and people try to guess it? I can't remember what it's called.
Who?
Charades, there we go.
Oh, charades, okay.
They were doing, like, drunk charades. You had, like, shot before you went inside. So...
Oh.
Yeah, that was an 18 plus panel too, but FWA does a better job of being adult oriented than any other con. And like the hotel itself, it's expensive to do anything in Atlanta in that hotel, but the con space is worth it to me. Like you have 4 floors of just non-stop furry garbage going on.
Oh yeah.
And they've been using that
intense.
hotel. Oh yeah, and they've been using that hotel since 2015. 2014 was the first one I went to, and it was at, I can't remember right now. It's been such a long time, but that hotel has been like the perfect like con space.
Very beautiful
And
too.
about
I love
the
that
whole-
architecture.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, it was it had this illusion when you look up into the skyscraper. It looked weird to me.
Yeah.
People say it's
It
like
was
a
interesting.
whale's rib cage or something, but I
Look-
know they
yeah, that's
use
what
that.
I was thinking too.
They've used that like exact hotel for a couple like movies and shows, like Game of Thrones was one of them. I believe was it Game of Thrones or the Hunger Games? I don't know.
Wait,
There's a few
they had
movies.
a
That's cool.
They had an interview
Oh.
for Game of Thrones.
No. They've used
Or-
that hotel for movies and shows. Like you can go find that like that actual hotel in those shows.
That's
Like that
Interesting.
level 10, like the little level 10 sky level. They had like a scene, I think it was in either Hunger Games or Game of Thrones. I can't remember which one it was.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Huh.
So it's a famous
Yeah.
spot in some sort.
it is. I mean, if you look at it, like if you look at every other hotel in Atlanta, none of them really. That Marriott is like in the top 10, top 5 hotels in the entire city, and it's also spacious. Like a lot of conventions are held there, not just furries. Like Dragon Con, which is not just a
Yes.
furry con, but it's an everything con. That hotel is the main hotel. But every hotel around it will also get filled up, like the Hyatt, the Hilton that you were in. Because
Mhm.
thing is, there's like 50 or 60,000 people that actually go to that convention. So imagine that. That was 7,300 at FWA. Imagine 50 to 60,000 people.
Wow.
Jesus, that's a huge number though. And
It's a huge
our
number.
friend is going burr with his waist tracking over here. Are you having some difficulties? I'm having difficulties because I can't even pronounce difficulty words. All right.
Okay.
You know what's
Tracker's right here.
interesting,
It's
though?
just...
I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, but I saw a tweet where somebody had mentioned too with the Marriott hotel. Apparently, the Marriott there in Atlanta and the Hyatt O'Hare in Chicago, where MFF is held, they were designed by the same architect. And I never
Oh.
made that connection because if you look at pictures or if you've been to MFF, it is kind of similar in a way, like with the design with all the floors and there's a main atrium type area. So I found that to be really interesting. That kind of shocked me when I saw that tweet. I was like, what?
That is very
thought that was
That makes
pretty
interesting.
cool.
sense. It actually makes sense now that I think about it.
Right.
Okay, I gotta bring up that drag queen though. That show.
Oh, yeah.
So, the
Do it.
drag queen show was probably, in my opinion, the best thing. I've said that already. At least I think I said it already.
You have.
It was the highlight of my night that day, and it was a great show. I gotta give a shout out to anybody. If I get any of the drag queens to watch this video, shout out to you guys. You did an awesome job. It was kick ass. Luckily, our friend Andreas will see it, and then he'll probably pass
Yeah,
it
I'll
on
make
to
him
the
watch
other
it.
drag queens.
I'll make him watch it.
Yeah.
don't worry.
He's very close to us now. So,
Oh, yeah, of course.
Wasn't Andreas technically the announcer of the thing? He didn't
No,
really
yeah, he
perform that
actually
much.
hosted the panel. He hosted the panel, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. The one person that I like, I can't remember their name, but they did a really good job. Big shout out to him. I think it was Eva Destruction. Eva Destruction was amazing. Great show. Loved it. It was awesome. You knew what you were doing, and the experience shows. I heard you were on TV, so great job on that part. And then during the show, halfway through the show, our buddy Whiplash disappeared. I don't know where he went. And then
yeah.
I didn't really want to think about it because I wanted to enjoy the show that was going on with the drag queens. It was great. So after the show, I went to Andreas, after he had his moment of, having emotions go through and all that stuff because it was that good. I think I even remembered, I think Colton found someone's backpack and it was technically your backpack. Or was it Cad's? No, it was Cad's backpack. But before, I was trying to go up to him and it's like, hey, is this your... I went up to Andreas while he's doing the show. I was like, hey, is this your backpack? He's like, no. But I was like, hold on, before you go, I unzipped it and gave him his badge back because he left it in my hotel room. And yeah. And then now we get over to the show. After the show is over, talking to Andreas after the, emotional thing. I was like, hey, you want to go kick Whiplash's ass for just leaving halfway through? And he's like, hell yeah. And so we immediately went up to, I'm not sure what level was it. What level were you on? The 20?
It was 15 or 17. It was 17.
17. You were on this. We went to the 17th floor. And we knew exactly what room. I don't remember the room number. I'm not going to try to. But we went up to your door, and then we knocked on it. And then I think it was, Andreas that knocked first. and he's like, "Where are you at?" Because we were like wondering where you were. And your roommate, who was, I'm not sure, he was a little big guy. He was the guy. What was his name?
Oh,
He was
okay,
the
you have,
guy that I was talking to.
Okay, you have Hunter. I think it was Hunter, Vin, because I think you were talking to him a lot.
Yeah,
It was
I was
probably,
talking
yeah,
to
it was
him.
definitely Hunter.
Yeah, and then he said, "Oh, you're in the bathroom," and then there goes Andreas going to quote unquote mom mode. He's like, I got him, man. I'm gonna take care of him. We opened the door. You were no longer in your himbo suitors outfit. You were just like your head down like this on the toilet seat with only your boxers on. It was miserable to watch. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, yeah. Drunk
So
way too much, too
explain.
quickly.
So explain in the beginning. It was after the party, after my room party, and then we went
Oh,
to.
well, yeah. Because I know
That's
that
when you
Colton. So before I came to your party, I had two alcoholic cans. I can't remember what they were. They're like margaritas in a can. I had two of those before I came over, and I drank those down pretty quickly. But I also had 2 bottles of water. So that's one thing I've gotten used to is drinking water with alcohol, so that you don't have a hangover the next day, which I didn't. You saw me in that state, but I woke up perfectly fine. Now Andre,
You just
Here's
didn't
had
eat
one.
food.
I didn't. That was my problem at Sin City Mercon too, and that one was worse than what you saw me at. Trust me.
Mhm.
That one I actually blacked out. I can't remember shit. That was fun. Still. But after the party, after I had the 3 drinks that Colton made me, I went to the rave first to see my friends because they were at the rave. I was like, all right, I'll go see them first because they wanted to go see this one DJ named Avian Evasion, and he's fucking really good. He's makes some good mixes. We got there. My friend was in my fursuiting, so I just joined with him, and they were dancing along. So my first thing was I went up to them and I held on to them. I was like, guys, I'm drunk. That was the first thing I said. And then I just started dancing. And then I looked at the time. I was like, oh shit, it's 12:01. Time to go to Andreas' thing. So I just maneuvered my way out of there like a drunk would. And just went directly to his panel. And it was just getting started. No one had came out yet. He hadn't started the music. Rowan was sitting in his chair, and he was just talking. So I went there, went to the side, and just leaned myself against the wall because I could not stand up straight.
I was wondering why you were laying on the wall.
Yeah, I couldn't stand up straight. I would have been this the entire time, just waving around, just and I wasn't
I
gonna
thought you were
do that.
okay.
Oh hell no. I was not okay.
Okay.
That's why I was going. That's why in my state I knew the panel was going, and I really wanted to see Andres' panel. So I was there for the first drag girl, the second drag girl, third drag girl, and when Andres came up, I was like, okay. I was able to stay just long enough to see all 4 of them perform, and they were fantastic. I still remember the moves. I still remember what they did. They all fucking gave an amazing show, I must say. But after Andreas did his show, I just couldn't. I knew something was gonna happen, and I didn't want to do it in his panel, so I just moseyed my way out of there back to my room because I know something was gonna happen. And lo and behold, 10 minutes after I got back to my room, I de-suited, everything, just got into my underwear, just fell on the bed, breathing heavily, and then 10 minutes later, I was like, yep, something is about to happen. So I just walked to the bathroom. And I sat in there. I'm not sure how long it was. I just know I was in there for a long time. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh wow.
I was probably the most sober out of all you two. I didn't drink that much.
No, you had what? Maybe 1 or 2 cups of that honey whiskey you had? Was it honey whiskey? No,
Oh,
honey
everybody
bourbon.
drank the whole goddamn bottle. I was so mad. That was the good stuff. I don't even
was
think
good, that's
Conrad
the
even
problem.
tried it. Conrad
I think I
only
had a
good.
sip. It was pretty good though.
It was very sweet. It almost tasted like mead.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what? That would be an amazing glaze, just for some steaks. Just like mix it with some
Oh,
good seasoning and such.
yes.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh, by the
Yeah,
way,
I'm gonna buy some now.
if there is any minors that are watching the show, please do not drink until your 21 order, please.
Yeah.
We're just gonna make
Yes,
that announcement
please.
real quickly. But I would have never thought about using that as a glaze. That sounds good.
It is.
I need to
I'm gonna
do that
buy
next
some
time.
now.
Wait, you're gonna buy
Like, that
the honey
sounds-
whiskey I got?
Yeah, like I'm just gonna buy it and just use it as a seasoning. I'm gonna make it into a seasoning, get some. Oh, I'm not gonna say what I use, but I'm just gonna put in a good mixture up, and just like brush it across the sticks and just see how it tastes. Get a good sizzle on the both sides. Oof. Damn, I'm excited to do that next weekend now.
What? I guess you're gonna be using like a ribeye steak.
Either ribeye or sirloin. I mean, I love ribeyes, but either sirloin. No, you know, New York strip. Oh no, we'll see. I mean, I love ribeyes, so I might just buy one of those.
Yeah, it's expensive though.
Yeah, meat's gotten
True.
expensive. Same thing with gas.
But-
God.
Oh,
my
yeah, and
gosh,
then-
yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous how much gas is getting. I think it's like 14, 17 a gallon here.
Say 14,
No, no,
17?
no, not
Are you spending
14.
$15 a gallon.
Wait. I'm like, wait a minute.
I must say,
I'm
it's
not
like
in
$15
California.
a gallon. It's
No, I meant to
$15 a
say
gallon in your
4,
spot.
17. I had a brain fart there. I'm not good at math. Why am I in college?
So
um,
I use premium
Yeah.
fuel, so where I'm at, it's $4.94 a
Jesus.
gallon. So yeah,
It's close to the same here, yeah. And it sucks because my little red Prelude takes the same thing. Like
yeah.
E91. I'm like, no.
And my Corvette
just
takes
use the
93,
regular
so
gas.
it's like,
I'm
well,
hoping
yeah,
that
lucky you.
and it's still like $4.17. It's like $5
know.
to get diesel.
I came.
The
Usually
worst part
diesel's the
is-
cheapest, and now it's like the most
Right.
expensive for some reason.
It's getting bad. And the worst part is I had somebody at my work tell me they're like, oh, they're talking that by July, like mid-July, it could get up to $5 a gallon. I'm like, we better hope not, because I'm gonna be going to Walmart and buying a bike, and I'll be riding a bike to work.
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
know,
done
right?
with
It's
buying
like-
gas at that point. That's too much money.
Like hell, I know. I just sold my car when I got back. Like I took my car on a final trip to Atlanta, and then I got back and sold the week afterwards. Mainly because I didn't need it anymore. It was just I got it. It was a good daily. And then I got the Corvette, and I was like, I only need one car, so I sold it. And I'm not sure if I regret it yet because of gas prices. Because V6
Oh, yeah.
taking just normal gas, and then you have a V8 taking premium gas. I don't know. So far, I'm not seeing the difference. Like I'm seeing like money still coming into my wallet. So maybe it's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Depends on how much you drive, too.
But I mean, it's a daily car now, but it doesn't actually don't like use that much gas. If I just short shifted like 1500, 2000 RPMs, it's actually not too bad. Like it's not going through gas as crazy. Now, the instance I do this, I see this
Oh, yeah.
because there's a tune on mine, so it uses all the fuel.
Oh yeah. But back on the subject, I wanted to ask you about, because I didn't really know, because I didn't ask Andreas. All I knew was he went into the bathroom when you were pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just immediately left because I didn't feel like I belonged in there. It felt wrong to be in there. I just went back to my hotel room and fell asleep while I think Colton was at the dance room, which I missed that. But what happened during that time when Andre was with you? How long did he stay there? Did he talk to you, try to comfort you and all that?
He did. He wasn't there for like too long, like maybe 10, 20 minutes at most, because like when you guys actually came to the room, I was almost like done with the entire thing. Like what finished it off was you gave me water, and drinking water when you're throwing up is going to cause you to throw up more because you have liquid going down your throat, and that's just going to help push up more stuff or more mess. And I did that, and then I was good to go. And I remember going to bed, and I
Okay.
woke up the next morning at like I think 8 o'clock. I think in the morning I tried going to the gym and I just couldn't because like my stomach was still feeling bad. I went there for like
I didn't
30,
think you
40
wanted to go to
minutes.
that gym after drinking that much, so I didn't even bother waking up.
Yeah, I did go, but I wasn't there for too long. Like I said, I just tried for 30, 40 minutes, and I was like, eh.
And then when
I
we
could
woke
feel
up,
it.
you're like, and then when we woke up, we were like, let's get some coffee at the Starbucks at the Hilton building.
100% coffee is like my king. I have to have coffee every day. Like, it's either
You drink
water or
too
coffee.
much.
Water, maybe, but the only thing I drink is water and coffee.
Maybe,
So-
maybe he says. You drank like maybe a good maybe 4 cups of coffee that morning.
I mean, a day probably. Like, I mean, my normality of coffee drinking or consumption is about 3 to 6, depending on what I'm doing that day.
I mean, I love coffee just as much as the person next. Well, I think you both like coffee. I'm not sure if Conrad drinks coffee. Does you drink coffee?
I like cafe mocha. I like a lot of mochas.
Cafe
I don't like regular coffee or black coffee, but like, yeah, mochas, frappuccinos are really good too.
Man,
See,
you're so
I just
basic.
get like, I just get like a house blend coffee and just do my creamer and Splenda, and I'm fine with that. But I do like white chocolate mochas. And mochas,
Yes,
just
all
normal
those are
mochas.
really good.
Oh, that does sound delicious. I haven't tried that one yet. I forgot
Yes.
what I got. It was something that Colton introduced me to. And by the way, if you guys don't know who
was-
Colton is actually one of our cameramans in the background. You can say hello in the background if you want, Colton. Nah,
You know,
he's
it's
just gonna
kind of
remain
funny
silent.
because it's funny because I just see his head. I don't see nothing else but his head. That's all I see.
He just gave us the silent treatment. How rude! The audacity of you.
Aw.
You might not be able to hear from back there. Who knows?
I can hear you guys.
Oh, never
I'm
mind.
just vibing. But fiction. It's caramel macchiato from Starbucks.
Oh, the caramel macchiato, which is
Yeah.
also basic.
I mean, Starbucks is just basic, alright? But it was
Yeah.
good though, no matter. It was good. And Caribou Coffee, which also has some really good coffee. But they were closed Saturday and Sunday, which made me mad. I didn't realize that until Saturday.
What else did we do? Oh, back on the FWA. Now we're just getting back to the FWA subject. You and I went to the Ferality. I keep forgetting the last name, the last part of the name.
I still haven't
Ferality
seen
Gateway.
Tavo.
Gateway, Ferality Gateway. We went inside with our fursuits, and we were just saying hello to everybody. And I didn't recognize anyone besides one person, and that was Changa Husky. Now, he is a good friend. Probably one of the sweetest old men that you would ever come across. Words. He is the sweetest man that you will ever come across. He's currently, I think he was like monitoring the Ferality Gateway. And that was his job.
Yep.
If I was correct. Oh, it was. Okay.
He was the moderator for one of the instances on the PR side. Yep.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
good. Yeah, because that was his job during that time when he couldn't come. I think he wanted to come, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't exactly know why he wasn't able to make it. I do know that they have to be extra cautious and stuff like that in terms of like events with a lot of people due to the COVID stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he did
Yeah,
really
almost-
want to be there.
Almost every Ferality staff that was inside the Ferality Gateway had a mask on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my
So-
other point. When I was... oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's still part of the con space, so they still had to abide by the con rules.
Yeah.
Right.
Good job, Ferality. You guys followed rules. That was pretty good. No, you did. I did run into a few, besides Conrad, who is one of the staff on there too. Colton is, and I met some of the other staff that was there. I forgot the other guy. I don't know who took my picture, but that was cool. I don't remember the photographer's name, but I need to get his name. Because
that
I
was
have
most
one of his pictures
likely,
on Twitter.
Celio?
Celio?
Rather Celio or Memory, who was another staff member that was doing photography there.
Yep. But we went to the screen too, where all the the VR chat furry avatars that were just there, just hanging out, just saying hello to everybody on the other side of the real world. We're a bunch of losers for just, going out and experiencing the real world instead of virtual reality. We're a bunch of losers.
I know, right?
We're
I know.
the cool kids now. We're in VR chat.
I still gotta find Tavo. I saw Tavo there. I'm so mad he didn't recognize us.
So, and then I met before. Well, technically I didn't meet them before, but it was Dalton and his boyfriend. What was his boyfriend's name? Odo.
Odo, yep.
I was confused because I went up. I saw these two guys, and I was like, they were bald, and I couldn't tell them apart. I was like, who are these guys? And then I saw the names, like, oh crap, that's Dalton and Odo. I was like, why do they look like twins? No offense, Dalton and Odo, if you see
Oh
this
my
video. I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to be mean when I say that. But why? But why the? It just confused me. I thought they were twins.
I know there's a couple staff members that when they first walked in, like Raps and came in, he goes, "Wait, there's two Odos. Wait, what's going on? Oh no, that's Dalton."
I got to give props
Yeah, that's
to
pretty.
Dalton and Odo for doing an amazing job for the virality thing. They were taking that whole thing very seriously. They were, doing their
Oh, yeah.
best. Was it Dalton the one that went on stage that day?
Yeah, at the VR chat meetup, and it's funny because afterwards I talked to him about that. I thought it was planned, but it was completely unplanned. They just came up to him, they're like, "Hey, do you want to get up on stage and make a speech?" And he's like, "Sure." So he got up on stage and he had the opportunity to talk about Ferality Aqua, which is coming up pretty soon here. We're about looking at like a month away now.
That's why
I
So
haven't
it's definitely-
seen his speech. If that's what he was giving. How did he do exactly? Was he not as, was he
Oh, he
doing
did a great
better at
job.
speaches? Yeah, because when
Yeah.
I first saw him do speeches like during Legends, it was kind of awkward, but he was definitely improving.
Well, we
Right.
were there, weren't we?
I have to give
when
him
he
big
did his
props
speech?
because I couldn't
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, we were there, but I think we were too focused on talking to people.
Yeah, very true. We were focused talking to people and people taking pictures.
We ran into a
That's
lot
whatever.
of. We ran into Daxter Dingo again, and we were giving him crap. That's what we do. He's our good
No, we got
buddy.
to. Yeah, he is.
Stinky Dingo. Well, what else? Who we ran into? Who else did we run into?
I ran into everyone I talked to in VR chat mostly. Like that was the
There
main
was
thing, was
another-
like talking to people.
There was another TikTok furry we ran into. I forgot their name.
Mark Wolf and Tango were there.
Oh, I knew about those two.
Oh yeah.
Tango was very cool. I like Tango.
Yeah, Tango's chill as hell. Both of them are chill as hell to me. And also Mark fits very well in the maid outfit, must say. He does.
Mark Wolf.
I mean,
It's true.
Mark Wolf wasn't talking that much though, which I guess he was shy.
to
Don't
be fair, it
don't
doesn't...
be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk to us.
Well, that was also was that their first convention? No, they went to MFF first.
No, they went to MFF. I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Mark is just more of an introvert, but that's fine. Not everyone
Tango
can be
was
an
just
extrovert.
talking. I love
Yeah.
Tango. He was a good dude.
Yeah, Tango's really cool. Get to meet him. Who else? There was a lot of other VR chatters, or TikTokers. I just can't think of them right now.
I can't
There was
remember.
way too many people in 4 days.
I ran
I
into
know Hero,
one
right?
of them. I ran into one of the
Hero,
big
yeah.
ones. Who was it? What was her name? She wanted to take a picture with me.
Oh, her, yeah, the blue fox. I can't remember her name though.
I'm sorry if I don't remember your name. I'm not good with names. I'm good with faces. Unless you hang out with me more, then I'll definitely remember your name. But it was cool to meet her. I didn't even think she liked my content.
Well, there you go. Now you know.
Yeah, and I think we took a couple of pictures. She was happy, and then I tagged her on Twitter, but not in the way I was hoping to. I forgot to tag her like before you posted, so I had to tag her in the comments like, "I'm sorry." And then randomly, when we took that picture, she's like, because I spray cologne all the time before I go out there. I make sure I smell good because I was decently, I had good hygienes and I don't like smelling bad. So, and then she smelled my cologne. She's like, "You smell good." It's like you could smell the cologne with that fursuit head on. I can't smell anything.
I do need that cologne. It's called Curse, right?
I think it was called
Cursive?
Curse, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm just
No.
gonna find some on Amazon. Just buy it tonight.
I'll just tell you later. But
Yeah,
that
that's true.
was experience.